Here's our $400 Indy Ultra. It's a 680.
Woo! They're cooler inside.
Bearing's a little worn. This is a little crusty. Ooh, that looks kind of janky, eh?
Yeah.
So that was in the chain case. Oh! Come on. Alright, we're on our way to pick up a used sled. It is listed as for parts, but I think we might be able to make it into a working sled. Alright, we're on our way back. Let's bring it home and see if we can fire it up. Here's our $400 Indy Ultra. It's a 680. Has coolant in the cylinders. Broken arm there. We're gonna have to fix up. Seat's ratty tatty. You can see it's got one idler wheel right there, but it should have one also right here. So there's a bunch of things to go over, but we're just gonna see if we can get it to sputter a little bit. It feels like it has fairly good compression. So we had a little bit of coolant coming out the exhaust. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be coolant in all these cylinders. Let's just see if they're sparking.
Number 2 sparking and number 3 all sparking.
Is that the right stuff? Yeah. I'll do at least 2 squirts, 2 or 3 squirts. Oh, I kind of sputtered.
Sounded like something, yeah. Definitely heard something at first pull.
She were 2-stroke, I don't think. Oh. Oh yeah, look at that. Lots of coolant there. Lots of coolant there. That's not good. So it definitely looks like we're gonna have to do some work on this. We may have to pull the motor, take it apart, check out the bearings. I hope this looks interesting, and I hope you'll join us on the journey of fixing this old beast and making it good as new. All right, so we're back on the Ultra. It's a year later and it's winter. We want to try to get this going for the winter. So we got to take a look at the water pump because we have coolant in the cylinder. So let's start with taking off the exhaust. This is full of coolant. Well, definitely have a coolant issue in this beast.
Yeah. Ultra.
There we go.
Woo! Oh, they're cooler inside.
Let's check this. Ugh, that needs a good cleaning.
Yes. Quite a few problems. How does coolant get in there?
Here's the water pump, and I think it's getting from there. Next, we got to take this off. Okay, so we got this thing off, but somehow the coolant is getting into the engine. So we need to take this apart, I guess. You can see this bearing is just mangled. The outer race is here, the inner race is on the shaft here. The water pump is kind of tricky to rebuild. Basically the bearing is totally shot. So what happens is there's a mechanical seal in between the water and the gear part, and what happens is the seal goes. So that's a weeping hole. You have to keep an eye for coolant coming out of there. If you do, then you have problems. But anyway, so it's getting coolant into the bottom end of the engine. So there's a seal that costs $60, and there's a bunch of other parts that cost over $100. I can give this to someone who will professionally repair it for about $160. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, next we're going to weld this, which is the equivalent to that over there, onto the end here. Okay, back on the Polaris. One of the rails is cracked, so either I got to get a new rail or I have to weld it up. Okay, so we got the skid out. We got some really bad bearings. We have a missing idler wheel here. Also, if you look down here, you can see a crack right there. So we're going to see if we can fix that up. All right, so what I'm going to work on right now is taking all the bearings out the wheels and figure how many replacements we need. So let's get working on that. All right, so we got all the bearings out. I think this bearing's a little worn. This one's a little crusty. Anyways, so we're going to order new, but I have a bunch of these in stock, so I'm going to replace these right now. You want to pound these in. You don't really want to pound in the center. You want to pound on the outside race. Once you get it this far, you can finish it with your... So I got the rail fixed. Let's take a look at it. It's been welded. So here's the rail has been welded back on, and we got this piece of steel. OEM, it comes with one, but it's probably half that thickness, so this is twice as thick, and I'm gonna bolt it up. So let's put this skid back together, and then we're just waiting on the water pump. All right, so now we're finally getting this skid back in. You're gonna help too? I might need your help on it.
If I really try, it will. I think the back can slide in.
One wheel over. There. So after much messing around, we got it on. We found it helpful to tension the track. That kind of helped move the skid back and forth, frontwards and backwards, and then lift it up and down with the jack just to line up the different holes you got here. And then you have this other one. Next is water pump, and then we can try and fire it up. Okay, so we got our repaired water pump, and we got gasket paper. This is 1/64 thick gasket paper. You can buy the gasket, but then I gotta wait a couple days, so make my own.
What is that?
This is the glue to put the gasket maker. I don't know if you need to put it on,
But
I'm just going to just a thin little bead. Now this will go on here.
okay.
Well, let me first get this on here. Yeah. All right, water pump is on. This pipe on here. We're just doing the choke cables and the slides in. You see the needle goes into the jet in the bottom of the carb. And now we need to pull the throttle. Okay, the exhaust is on, carbs are on. You gonna do the honors? Do you want me to?
Try.
Well, good pull. Maybe do choke again. Hasn't run in years, right? Almost. It's working. Let's get coolant in it. So after many months, and actually we had this thing for over a year, let's see if it'll actually move. Well, let's first start it. Probably need choke again, you think, or not?
No.
No? I don't think so. Whoa, just a little smoke, eh?
Just a little.
Well, I know for sure that it would have a bit of coolant in it. Still smoking a lot, but I wonder if there's still just a lot of grime over the years.
That one
See, this one looks nice and brown. This one looks nice and brown. This one looks a little brown too. Why is it steaming? I wonder if I got coolant still going through it.
It's like you just need it, run it all out kind of thing?
Run it out, or I don't know. All right, so we have this snowmobile kind of working. Smoking a lot, but we were booting it around and we noticed that it was clunking a lot. So what we're gonna do right now is take the clutches apart. I also wanna grease the shaft there and also look at the gear, the chain case oil. Let's take this off. And then we can also grease the shaft properly. I want to make sure everything's working well here. Just get that out. Okay, so we got the clutch back together. And now we're going to look at the chain case. Just want to check the chain tension. Put some good fluid in here. Ooh, that looks kind of janky, eh? And I'm going to take this cover off. Look at that. Disgusting.
Yeah.
So that was in the chain case. Everything else looks okay. Chain looks okay. Just got to tighten her up a little more and clean this out. Okay, so it's drained out. We're going to put the case back in. And now let's feel this. Yep, that's reverse. Okay. So that's on. Now we just zip the screws back in.
Is this snowmobile waiting for me?
No, you better go. Oh yeah, that's nice and full. Probably a little bit high, but whatever. Chain tension, back off the locking nut. Tighten this finger tight. It's 9/16 on these Polaris. This is probably similar in almost most Indies. There we go. Ooh, almost. Whoa. Whoa. Come on. Smoking like crazy. It's a big So, what do you think?
Smokes like crazy.
I know. As fast as yours?
Yeah.
Easy. So we are done working on the Snowmobile Ultra. Let's kind of quickly go over what we've done because I did a bunch of things since the last time we worked on it. So let's go over that and then let's see if we can take this on a good solid rip. We've gone through the whole skid, as you know. We've reinforced the broken spots here. We welded it up and put some thicker steel there. We greased it all. You can see there's a new track, and then I also studded it. And then while I was doing that, I took the jack shaft out and I switched out the jack shaft bearings. We switched out the chain case chain, put a new water pump in over here, cleaned the carbs, rebuilt them as needed. Let's come around this side. We have a new to us clutch and a new belt. Added a starter. I had an extra starter with a new Bendix on there and a battery. So let's fire this up and let's do a bit of sledding. Let's see, it should start. Choke on, key. Fortunately, this is 2024, the year of minimal snow. So we will be hoping for more snow this year or next year. And then we will take this back out and show you how it performs. So while we are waiting for good weather, as in not sunny and warm, but cold and snowy, why don't we work on fixing the seat cover and the foam, as well as this back rack. It should not lift up and down like that. That should not be floppy like that. So let's start with this back rack while we wait for the seat cover to come in. Oh, freaking wires are in this thing. All right, so we're just welding this steel rod back in.
Seat paint.
Is it wet paint?
Seat paint.
Yeah, sure, it's seat. It's for steel, because I'm painting steel.
It's for
Watch
drying
out.
steel.
It's for steel.
Is it for fixing steel?
Sure. Watch out, a little bit here.
Sure.
Yeah. So it doesn't get rusty anymore.
Rusty?
Yeah.
Is it rusty?
A little bit.
A lot. Is it a little bit rusty?
Yeah. Alright, so to get the seat off, I'm going to take these puppies off. So, now this is loose. Now we're going to do the front. think there's probably some fuel lines we gotta take off. There you go. If you look over here, you can see all staples right along it. When you staple this, be very careful just to follow where the old ones are, because I've done it before. You should staple up in there. That's the gas tank. So just follow where they are and you should be fine. Pull it out and you're going to need it for your seat cover.
Shouldn't you spray the seat too? Looks good.
Good from far. And there's our lovely new seat cover. And you have to cut open the hole for the gas cap. Now we can't forget our straps, which go through. James, can you help me? Yeah, I've got it. All right, so we are done. So the best order I find is put the straps in, which can be a bit of work. You might need someone else to help. Put the cable on and then start working from your one known point here. And you can go either way, as well as your one point over here where it ends. Let's go snowmobiling. I hope you enjoyed this video of fixing up this old Ultra. It's running pretty good. It's a ripper. Almost keeps up. We have an XC700. It stays pretty good with that. We have a newer Skidoo 1200. It stays pretty close to that. So this is a nice big old boat, but it hitches up its skirts and it runs along. So anyways, hope you like this video, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good one.